Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another 2 million credit time trial guide on Gran Turismo 7. And yes, this week is a really good combo. At first I wasn't too sure when I saw it was on racing hard tyres. However, this car is really fun to drive. The new Porsche at Daytona, great combination. Now do remember, if you do enjoy these videos, do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're currently pushing for 60k, so the quicker we get there the better. And yeah, let me know in the comment section what time you're currently on, if this guide has managed to improve your lap time, and also keep me updated throughout the week as you improve your lap times in the comment section. Always great to read how you've gradually improved your times to go faster and faster. But to enter this time trial, all you simply need to do is go into sport mode from the main menu. So let's show you how to do that. You're going into sport mode, top right hand corner, click on that, and then you'll be greeted with the online time trial section, which you're going to click on there. From here you'll have a few separate time trials. We've got guides for Lake Louise and Daytona, so if you're looking for the snow one, that is on the channel also, but we are going into Daytona today, so we're going to click on that and enter into this time trial. Now you can see there, at the moment, it's a 48.143 for the gold. I do predict that to come down quite drastically to at least a 47.4. So always remember, that's my predicted. It could go a couple of attempts quicker, so try and go a few attempts quicker than that predicted gold. I'm actually currently, well, when I set this lap, it was P2 in the world. There's a lot of time to find still, though. I just wanted to get this guide done because it was a reasonably good lap. So you can chase my Ghost. The Ghost will be available from the Load Ghost section in the time trial. Now, to do this lap, obviously we're starting this from a first lap. You can actually get a little bit of an advantage, I think, if you start your lap on an actual second run. You might gain half a tenth to a tenth going into the braking zone, but yeah, we're just doing it from a fresh start. So going into turn one, we're going to first look out for the warning signal post on the right side, the little black warning signal post. It's not on at this, but you can just about see it. We're going to brake just short of that from the right hand side. You can see I've tried to keep my car nice and smooth in a straight line. And then we're going to brake. And now keep your eye on the acceleration inputs, because I'm going to put a tiny bit of accelerator in to steady the car during the braking phase. You can see just a tiny amount just to keep that rear nice and stable in the braking phase. Down to second gear nice and early, close to them barrels as you can, and then on the throttle as aggressively as you can. Now do remember, you do need to map the DRS button, so the overtake button needs to be mapped on your controller, and we're going to be using that as much as possible, so make sure you're using that every possible moment you can. Next braking zone, we're using the lamppost on the left there. We're going to use that as our braking reference. We're going to brake just slightly past that. You can see there, just a fraction past that. And then we're going to start turning in quite early into this apex. You can see turning in down to second gear. And now I could have been a little bit more aggressive on the throttle here. I was too hesitant. I missed the apex slightly there, and I lost about a tenth here at least. So you can see onto the throttle, but could have done this a little bit better, got the car squared off better and got better exit speed out of this. So I know for a fact that I lost a tenth because of the delta. I was actually 1.5 tenths down as I went through this sector split here. So it's a 28.8 I think, and I've done a 28.650. So yes, a little bit of lost time there. But now into the next braking zone, we're going to use this a little bit of tarmac where it goes off for a different section of the track. You're going to use that as your braking reference. As soon as you see that, onto the brakes. Now this corner, I've figured out that taking a slightly wider line, so braking deeper, squaring the car off, so you can see what we do here compared to P1. We go a little bit deeper into the corner, and then we use second gear to rotate it. You can see how we're going wide, and then we're going to then square the car off and get on the throttle a lot earlier and get much better exit speed. And you can actually see how we gain then on the exit speed, gaining back up to that Ghost in front of us. And then we're going to be looking for, again, you'll see the little bit of tarmac on the right hand side where it splits off for another version of the track. We're going to use that as our reference there. As soon as the grass, you see the grass, you're basically on the brakes at the start of the grass there, and then down to second gear. And you want to turn into this apex, get the left hand tyre up onto the curb. You want to really get on that curb and then get onto the throttle. So left hand tyre up onto the curb, onto the throttle as early as you can. It's really important to get on that throttle as quickly as you can. Now I'm keeping my hand on the circle button as my DRS as early as possible. You can see now, one thing you need to remember is with this car is it's based on steering angle. So the smoother you are through the corners, the more likely you are to keep that DRS on. If you put too much steering input in, that DRS will turn off. So you'll see it in one of the last sectors I'll show you in a minute where it does that. So now into the next braking zone, we're going to look again for that warning hazard sign there, the black one. We're braking just before that, and we're going to go down to fourth gear. Now you can attack the first part of this chicane massively, so watch how much of this we take off. So really turning nice and early down to fourth gear. trail brake into the corner, right hand tyre onto the curb. That's going to give you a nice line into the next part. I'm going to stay in 4th gear as well. I'm not going to go down to 3rd gear. We're going to stay in 4th. Right hand tyre onto the curb again, and then really turn in early. You've got to be turning in earlier than you think for this corner so that you can get on the throttle nice and early. You can see the throttle inputs going in really aggressively. Now here, as long as your right hand tyre stays on that yellow curb or orange curb, whatever you want to call it, you won't get a penalty. If you go slightly over it, you're going to get a penalty. So factor that in. Again, onto that DRS as soon as possible. It's vital to do that, gain a little bit of time. Now this is where you're going to see I put a little bit too much steering input here as we're coming through. You can see the DRS flickering on and off a little bit. That's because I'm putting slightly too much on, but we want to keep it narrow. So the advantage is we're taking a shorter line to the finishing line, and then all the way over the finishing line for a 45.0. Now hopefully this guide will help you out. We'll have a little watch of this lap from chase camera now, and we'll go back through some tips with this car, and obviously with the kilometers an hour on, so you can see the difference between speed, miles per hour and kilometers an hour. So into the braking zone again, you can see that throttle input there just to stabilize the rear. You can see it does want to snap out, and how close we get to them barrels there. Left tire is almost skimming the grass as we go through there, and you can see again onto that DRS all the way through there. It'll only activate when it's obviously low input on the steering wheel. Again here you can see how I slightly missed that apex, and that just doesn't really give me the exit speed. So there was at least a 1/10 to gain on that corner alone. So a lot of time to come off this for me if I go back on. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. If I get time, I really would like to get back on this time trial because it's so much fun to drive. I definitely recommend you give this a go. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's probably the most fun you're going to have, earning 2 million credits. Again, you saw that exit there. Really nice exit speed from that corner. This corner, it's all about getting on the throttle as early as you can. So you're stamping on that throttle to get the power down, to get the acceleration all the way out this corner. Obviously with the DRS on as well, as early as you can, to gather the speed for this long acceleration zone all the way into the chicane. And again, from this view, you're really going to see, and it's going to emphasize how much you can take off of that chicane on the first part. So keep an eye on the left hand tire. It's actually going to go over the grass, I think. The right hand tire should stay on the curb. So left hand tire on the grass, right hand tire on the curb, again onto the curb. And you can see how it's all pretty much one motion through there. If you get it done like that, you can gain a lot of time. And you can probably take another 10th or 2 off what I've done there. So I do expect, once people optimize that fully, you're going to see some really fast times in this. And that's why I'm predicting that time trial time is going to go at least to what I set for the predicted gold. Do remember though, always go a little bit quicker than what I say, just in case someone just comes on and does an amazing lap. You want to be safe with these time trial 2 million credits. But yeah, do remember, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with these every single week, so we do them all the time. So get subscribed, notification button hit, and yeah, I'll see you all soon for more content and more live streams. Thanks again for watching, everyone.